Man, Chase Claypool showed out that one big game against the Eagles, like just how ridiculous that was. He scored like 3 touchdowns through the air. He was electric.
Look at the release.
There's your separation.
Great route.
Stutter and go. Gets by clean.
That is unbelievable.
May be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
He was absolutely off everyone's radar until he just started scoring touchdowns in bunches. This is a guy, 16 games, 109 targets, 62 receptions, 873 yards. I was actually surprised. I thought he had more yardage than that, but 11 total touchdowns certainly made his hay scoring the rock. What does the reception perception data, Matt Harmon, tell you about this dynamic rookie now going into his sophomore campaign?
Reception perception was very positive on Chase Claypool, which I expected because, you know, the one thing that popped out to me right away, just kind of casually watching him, and again, in conjunction with the idea that people wanted to move him to tight end. I can't not talk about that. I thought he was really good off the line of scrimmage. You know, I mean, he's a big guy, like you said, you know, really like just electric off the line of scrimmage, and he covers so much ground because of the size, because of the speed and the quickness. That showed up in reception perception, 75.4% success rate versus press coverage. That was at the 80th percentile was Chase Claypool against press coverage. A very strong, and by the way, he's out there primarily playing on the outside. They used him a fair bit in the backfield. They used him a fair bit in the slot, but primarily he was their outside X receiver. 89.1% success rate on slants. He was just quick off press, quick into the routes. That was a great fit with that pop gun small ball offense that was just so hard to watch last year for Pittsburgh. I know this is not like a unique comparison, but this is where I really think like reception perception can nail down on exactly what we're talking about here. A lot of folks have sort of compared Claypool to DK Metcalf. From a rookie year comparison, that actually really holds up. During Metcalf's rookie season for reception perception, he ran a slant or a 9 route on 53.8% of his sampled routes. Claypool ran a slant or a 9 route on 53.1% of his route. For the most part, though, I think that comparison sort of stands out from like a rookie year usage standpoint, and hopefully the same development can happen for Claypool that it did for Metcalf over the last offseason.
You mentioned him being extremely successful on slant routes, 89% success rate on slant routes, third best among all charted wide receivers, not just rookies, but all charted wide receivers thus far. I was surprised by this, though. Bottom 5 success rate on the 9s. And now, you know, somebody who might be new to reception perception might say, well, hey, listen, Ben. But you really can't say that, Matt, because remember, this is a metric that's independent of quarterback play. That's what we love about reception perception. But why didn't a big, strong, athletic, fast guy with great vertical, how could this kid not be better in terms of win rate on deep routes?
I would actually say that the one area that he needs to most improve on is in his contested catches. And you mentioned it, right? Like, the size, the speed, the athleticism, you'd think like this guy should be a ball winner. And this is part of where I see that separation between Metcalf at this point in their respective development. Obviously Metcalf had a great 2020 season, but I'm talking about Metcalf as a rookie at the end of that season and Claypool at the end of his rookie season. The one separation I see between these guys, well, a few points of separation I see between these guys, but the biggest one is that Metcalf was a proven stud as a ball winner. Claypool, 46% contested catch rate. That's straight up not good. You want to be up closer to above that 70% mark when you're looking at reception perception data to start to consider that to be a strength of their game. So obviously Claypool well beyond that.
Claypool was about league average, you know? So I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I buy that narrative for Claypool that so much of his yards came after the catch. 37% after the catch. It's about league average. You know, it could go up, it could go down, it could stay about the same, but I think, you know, his role in this offense is kind of what it is. I mean, especially considering all the pass catchers and especially Juju Smith coming back.
I think Claypool can rip it deep though. I think he can be a big time deep threat. The question is just like, how often are the Steelers going to really do that with Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback at this point? And that's sort of where I don't know where you stand, James, like drafting the Steelers offense in fantasy right now, or just projecting them for next year. It's one of the more confounding groups to me at this point.
From a fantasy perspective, I think it's going to be inconsistent. Again, great best ball player, I think, right? Like, how do you not draft Chase Claypool in best ball? Dynasty, interesting, because what happens with Juju next year? We don't know.
What happens with Ben next year? I mean, there's some chatter that Ben
next year, right?
There's some chatter that Ben wants to come back next year. I mean,
God.